Hello, my beautiful Cancer. Welcome to your second half of September 2025 love reading. I hope you're doing well. Based on the little pre-shuffle that I've done, I feel like there's something that you're not communicating. You're holding on to feelings, you're not expressing them. I'm seeing that with the Two of Swords in the reverse, but also the Four of Pentacles, which I always associate with the crab, right? Because you do tend to hold things back with your pincers. You're holding something in and it's causing a lack of closure. Got the Ten of Swords in the reverse, unfinished business, and a lot of bottled up emotions, a lot of resentment, possibly with the Nine of Cups in the reverse. You could have felt really let down by someone. There could have been a major disappointment here. So let's see what the situation is, okay? Right, angels and spirit, please show me what is this situation. See, there's a lot of thinking, but there's a lot of holding back with the Hanged Man in the reverse position. You're keeping yourself stuck and unable to move forward because of this inability to express how you feel. Okay, angels and spirit, please show me what is this situation for Cancer in the second half of September 2025, please, Spirit. Six of Swords. I feel like you're being pulled forwards, and it's like the universe is trying to drag you forward out of this disharmonious situation and into more peace, but I feel like you're holding on to something, okay? Got the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is that energy of cutting someone off or drawing a line, communicating boundaries, but that's what I feel like was the blockage. Angels and Spirit, what was this situation? What was this situation? I feel like it could have been an abrupt ending for many of you. Ten of Swords, a betrayal. What is this situation for Cancer, second half of September 2025? Five of Cups. So you are holding on to a lot of regret, a lot of sadness and disappointment, and that's what I was getting with the Nine of Cups in the reverse position. So let's see what created this. I'm going to have a look at the other person's energy. Show me Cancer's person of interest, please, Spirit. Show me Cancer's person of interest. The World in the reverse position. Maybe they didn't fulfill their end of the bargain, because sometimes I see the World as a contract, you know, because it's a ring, right? So I feel like they may not have made good on their end of the bargain. For some of you, they could have ended things in a really bad way. Like they could have texted you instead of giving you the opportunity to, you know, meet with them face to face. So you never got to air your grievances or have your side of the story heard. Angels and Spirit, please show me this other person. Maybe they just distance themselves from you. Five of Swords in the reverse. It's like they tried to avoid conflict. Angels and Spirit, please show me. But it was a selfish approach. Yeah, I feel like they just walked away. They turned their back on you. Eight of Cups. So they might have just abandoned ship. Show me what was going on with Cancer's person of interest. I'm getting ego for some of them with the Sun card, but also immaturity. Show me the other person. Angels and Spirit, please show me King of Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles. For some of them, they could have used money, family, So work or family responsibilities as an excuse. Yeah, they put distance between you and them. So we've got the Chariot here. Okay, so some of you could have been dealing with an earth sign. Others of you could have been dealing with a Leo. Show me what this person's next move is towards Cancer, if any. Show me this person's next move. Page of Cups in the reverse. I feel like you might need to, like, don't hold your breath if you're waiting for an apology, because I don't feel like this person is very good at taking responsibility or taking accountability for their actions. Angels and Spirit, please show me. I am getting selfishness from this person. They might even be expecting you to message them. Show me this person's next move towards Cancer. Got the Page of Wands. You know, usually the Page of Wands is a bit of a flirtatious message. Don't expect too much from this person, okay? Because as I said, I'm getting immature energy with the pages. Let's see what they would say to you if they could be completely honest. What does this person want to say to Cancer, please? Second half of September 2025. Show me, what does this person want to say to Cancer? I'm getting a flippant energy from this person. So instead of taking accountability and apologizing, I feel like they're hoping that you'll just forget whatever they did to you. And if they allow enough time to pass, then they might feel like they can get away with a flirty message, pretending like nothing happened, basically. So they may make an impulsive move and try to smooth things over by saying, let's go out for a drink. Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does this person want to say to Cancer? Yeah, they're saying, what can I say? I'm a player and I want to continue to play the field. This person's very flippant. They're like, it is what it is. I am who I am. Take me or leave me. Kind of arrogant attitude. I feel like this person is quite cocky. Angels and Spirit, please show me, what do they want to say to Cancer? They act like they're God's gift because they're saying, I'm going to be that total package for you and you'll have it all with me. So what, you're supposed to ignore all of the red flags that come with this person? Because this is a card about, you know, this person rushing in love. Don't ignore the red flags. I'm still working through my issues. Yeah, they're going to sneak back into your life and pretend like nothing happened, which is exactly what I said to you and the impression that I got from the tarot cards. Yeah, this person is so cocky. They plan on using their charm to win you over. But they don't want to change anything to make this relationship work. So I feel like this person's very used to people pandering after them, making excuses for their behavior, enabling them. You know, they're a little bit narcissistic. Maybe some of them have parents that raise them to believe that the sun shines out of their, you know what. That's very much what I'm getting from this person. Let's have a look at your advice. We're going to use a couple of different decks. Weird that the music just stopped. All right, let's see. Angels and Spirit, please show me. I'm seeing the numbers 4 and 8 as being significant. Some of you may have met this person in April, or there's some kind of reference to the month of April and also the month of August. Spirit is saying there are divine workings in your current struggle, and certain releases have to take place in order for you to be at the appropriate energetic vibration to move towards where you need to be and who you need to interact with. Angels and Spirit, please show me, what does Cancer need to see second half of September 2025? You've got, for some people, being treated badly is better than being alone. But this is the ultimate act of self-betrayal. Don't stay in a relationship where you feel alone just to avoid being alone. There's some kind of a codependent dynamic here that I'm picking up on. The next card talks about codependence, feeling like they're there for you when they're not. So I just finished telling you that this person's very selfish. They probably make you feel like you're on top of the world so long as you meet some kind of need for them. It's a very transactional type of connection. But codependents are really there for themselves. And what they do is they create an illusion. So look at how you're being used as well as how you might be using the other person, and make your decisions about the relationship with that awareness, okay? A lot of Cancerians will be the nurturer within the relationship to the point where they're giving and they're healing and they're nurturing, and it becomes a form of, they deplete themselves, okay? And so you end up with takers, people who are just in the relationship for what they can get out of it. But the only thing you really get out of it is that sense of feeling needed, okay? But it's a codependent relationship. So let me know if this is ringing any bells, if it resonates with you. I'm going to use this deck here, the Singles and Relationships Oracle deck. So this is a really good deck to identify your blockages when it comes to love. Angels and Spirit, please show me, what is the advice for Cancer? Boundaries. Yep, I knew it. So the Queen of Swords came out, but before I hit the record button, the Queen of Swords came out in the reverse. So I knew that you were possibly not communicating boundaries. But you will continue to feel taken advantage of. You will continue to feel violated by this person and disrespected so long as you do not have healthy boundaries in place, okay? And again, that card that said, sometimes people make the mistake of thinking it's better to stay in a connection that's no good than be alone. You've got fear, loneliness. It says you stay in bad relationships because you're lonely, but there's a need to be okay being with yourself. Don't think you can fix this person, okay? Remember what example I just gave you. Cancers are the nurturers, and you tend to attract people who are just in it for what they can get from the relationship. But what happens is, when you're constantly being the giver and the fixer, like I'll take away all of your problems and I'll heal you and I'll support you and I'll nurture you to the point of my own demise and depletion, you end up with someone who's lost respect for you, and you're a shell of your former self, so their attraction for you goes down. And just at the very point where you kind of really need them to show up for you for once, they will abandon you, but they're a brand new, new and improved version of themselves thanks to you. But you only have yourself to blame. Do you know what I mean? So Spirit is saying, you can't fix someone. They have to want to change. They have to take responsibility for their own lives, their own problems. Accept them or let them go, okay? So I feel like you may have kind of taken on this broken bird and you've put them back together, and I feel like they've, you know, exited stage left, and you're left there going, what? That's what I feel. But, you know, we've got sex only. I feel like maybe one of their only good qualities was, you know, they made you feel desired. Maybe the bedroom antics were a strong point within the relationship, but there was not so much of an emotional investment. Okay, so that's what I'm getting. I want to have a look at what the animal messages have for you. Interesting that where I cut the deck, you've got the peacock and it says, let yourself stand out and be noticed. You are so much more than somebody's emotional crutch. You know, need to value yourself more. I feel like this person made it all about them. So this person might have crushed your confidence a little bit. And you've got the blue heron. And it says, make a stand for what you believe in and do what feels right in spite of any judgment or disapproval from others. So again, this is talking about boundaries. Make a stand for what you believe in. So let me read this out to you. It says, trust your deepest sense of knowing what the right action is and do it, and don't rely on others to tell you what to do or how to act. Not everyone will approve of the decisions you make, and if your choice goes against the grain of what people expect from you, you'll no doubt run into strong criticism and judgment. Stand still, look around you and breathe. You're doing just fine in spite of others' assessments of you. Besides, your greatest and most fulfilling support will come from that place inside that guides you by revealing signs that tell you what path to follow. Heeding these signs helps your soul be in alignment with Spirit's intent for you. You may have to get both feet in the water and wade through the dregs of other people's disapproval, asserting yourself where needed. Practical optimism and clarity of purpose will always dissipate any tendencies towards cynicism or self-pity. Trust in your inner knowing and let that be the source of your strength to help you keep moving forward. Okay. Interesting that one of the messages behind this card is autonomy, which would be the antithesis of a codependent relationship. Okay, so it's time for you to be more independent and stop martyring yourself for this person, you know. Let me know if this reading resonated with you, Cancer, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.